Hello and welcome to this short video on how to access ebooks and e-audiobooks from Kent Libraries. Ebooks and e-audiobooks are an extremely popular service that we offer. You can download up to 10 items any one time and borrow them for 3 weeks. There are no reservation charges, hire charges or late fees for ebooks or e-audiobooks, so the service is absolutely completely free. In order to access a service, you'll need a valid Kent Library card and your PIN. If you don't have a PIN, then you can request it online, ask at your local library, or contact us at Kent Librarian. You'll find the contact details for that at the end of this video. Now, you can find our resources by visiting the Kent Library's website. The address is on the screen, but it's also printed on your library card. That takes you here to the Kent Library's homepage. Now, these shots are taken from a desktop computer, but the site will look very similar if you're using a mobile device like a phone or like a tablet. The links may be a bit squashed together. They might be on top of each other rather than side by side, but it'll look very similar to this. On this page, what you need to select for more information is the link that's right in the middle: ebooks, e-audiobooks, e-magazines, e-newspapers. Click on that, and you're taken through to this page where you can then follow the appropriate link depending on what it is that you want to look at. There are separate videos for e-magazines and e-newspapers coming shortly. In this video, we're going to consider customers who use Apple or Android smartphones and tablets. This includes devices such as iPhones and iPads, and popular Android brands such as Samsung, Sony, Huawei, Nokia, or Lenovo. That's what the majority of the people using the service will use. But if you want to access the service using some other type of device, then please contact us using the details at the end of this video, and we will of course help you out. In order to access ebooks and audiobooks on your phone or tablet, you need to visit the App Store on your device, the Apple App Store there or Google Play. And once there, you need to search for an app called Libby. This is what you're looking for. Libby by Overdrive. Overdrive is the company that supply our ebooks, and they're often referred to as Overdrive eBooks on our website. The following screenshots are taken from the Android version of this app, but it looks very similar on Apple devices. You won't have any trouble, I think, in working out where you're going. So you visit your App Store, you download the Libby app, and then you open it on your device. And when you do open it, this is the first thing that you will see. It's the welcome screen. It's asking you to sign in with your library card, so you just tap on yes, and it gives you another few options here. For most library users, I'll search for a library is the quickest and easiest thing to do. That will take you to a page where you can enter your name of your library. Well, that's what Overdrive or Libby asks for, but it's not actually what Libby means. It means it wants the name of your library authority. So what you have to search for is Kent County Council. As you search, Libby will start firing up what it thinks are the most likely results. Remember that Overdrive supply ebooks all the way around the world, so there are many Kents, particularly in America. So just make sure that you are selecting the right one here: Kent County Council, Maidstone, England. Once you have selected that, you are taken to this page where again there's other options, but the one highlighted in purple is the one that it thinks you will most likely use, which is entering your library account details. And finally, you're then in a position to enter your library card number and your PIN. Your library card number is printed next to the barcode on your library card. It starts 055, or if you have an older card, it starts capital D, 0. And of course, the PIN is a 4-digit number. Once you've done that, tap on sign in, and Overdrive will remind you that you're signing in and you're adding this library card to the app. You can actually add multiple cards to the app. If you've got one card for each member of the family and you're only using one device between all of you, then you can do that way. Mainly people add just one card, one device, as devices do tend to be personal things. Once you're happy with what it says on the screen, you can tap on next, and finally you're here into the app, all set up for you, all ready to go. And the content you're seeing on the screen is identical to the ebook catalog you could access on the internet, but it's all here contained within the app. You search for a book by tapping at the top of the screen where it says search for a book, and you can start typing keywords either from the title of the book or from the author's name. Any combination of keywords will do, and you can see here that I've started looking for items by Stephen King. Again, just like before, as soon as you start typing, Libby starts making suggestions for you, and I'm happy with its first suggestion, which is to look at all items written by Stephen King author. So I'm going to tap on that. And that takes you here. There's a summary of the results at the top in pink, and then you can scroll down the page to see the results yourself. So this is an example of 2 results from the result list that I've just sort of scrolled down to. If an item is available to borrow for you, then it will say so. Next to it, it will say borrow. If it isn't available to borrow, it will instead say place a hold, which is a different way of saying place a reservation. And if it is an audio item, as opposed to a normal conventional ebook that you will read, it will say so just underneath the cover. So you're always aware of what version that you are trying to get hold of. You're able to tap on the cover of any book for more information about it, or alternatively, if you're certain that you've found what you want, you can simply tap where it says borrow and it will go straight into the borrowing procedure. So I'm going to show you the process of borrowing Lawnmower Man, which is the one at the top of the screen there right now. It's an e-audiobook, but the process for borrowing it as if it was an ebook is absolutely identical. So I'm only going to show you the process once. So you tap where it says borrow. Overdrive will make sure that you definitely want to borrow, that you're completely serious about this, and you confirm by clicking borrow again. And then on this page, what you will see is as soon as you tap on borrow, it starts to download the item from the web into the app automatically. In fact, on the left-hand side there, you can see the progress bar. That fills up as the app slowly, well, depending on the speed of internet connection, as the app downloads the item onto your device. And once it's downloaded, you see there's three options. You can open it immediately, you can go back to the catalog and look for something else, or you can go to your shelf. Your shelf is where all your loans are stored, and I'll show you that in a moment. But if we just open the audiobook, this is what it looks like. Obviously, if it was an ebook, not an audiobook, you'd be seeing text and not a big button to start playing it. But generally, it looks very much the same. If you need any help navigating it or any tips on how to use the service, just tap on the three horizontal lines in the top right. That's a menu, and it opens up the help screen here, where you can get information on how you sort of flick between pages in an ebook or jump between chapters or tracks or whatever. So any navigational aids are there within that menu. The shelf I mentioned, you can always see what your current loans are by tapping on the shelf. There's a link to shelf at the bottom of almost every screen in the app. You can see it down there in the bottom right-hand corner. And this is a list of all the books you've currently got on loan, and you can quickly find from here any holds you currently have, and also a list of any books you've recently returned if you returned it by mistake and want to get it back again. Everything here is contained within your shelf. And you can see the Lawnmower Man here is checked out, and I'm reading it now, or listening actually, but it's there and available for me. So you can always swap between the shelf where we are now and the library, which is where you would search and borrow books, because those links are always at the bottom of the page. One very last thing to show you, a very useful thing. This is just straight back to the beginning of the app again. This is the home page of the app, if you like, where we search. If you tap where it says search a book, as you did before, but this time you don't type anything. Instead, you tap where it says more options. It brings up a list of ways you can limit the search results within the Libby app. The two most helpful options here for you are probably format, where you can get the app just to return results that are books or just to return results that are audiobooks. That's really good if that's precisely what you're looking for. And then also there is the option of availability, where you can ignore the results of everything that is currently on loan. So only bring stuff back that is available for you to borrow right now. And always that's really helpful if that's what you want. If you want something to read now or listening to immediately, you don't want to put a hold and you don't want to wait for anything. And you can combine all those together, so you can just look for audiobooks that are available now. Have a play. It is very sophisticated. And that brings us to the end of this very short overview of how the Libby app works. We've only had time to cover how you access the service using the app for your smartphone or your tablet. You can access Overdrive eBooks and e-audiobooks on a variety of devices, including PCs and MacBooks, audio players, and e-readers. So if you need any help at all in getting started with these devices, then please do get in touch with us. Or, if you prefer, you can consult the Overdrive help pages at the address that you can see on the screen at the moment. If you have any questions about this video or any other services offered by Kent Libraries, please contact Ask a Kent Librarian. We can be reached via the methods you can see on the screen. Our service is open from 9 AM to 6 PM on weekdays and 9 AM to 5 PM on Saturdays. Outside those times, online chats are still answered, but you'll be connected to a librarian from somewhere else in the world who will be able to answer many questions but won't have access to your library account. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Leave a like if you found it useful, and please let us know if you would like to see similar content to this in the future.